Good morning, good morning. It's Friday. And I am Michele from Monkey's Creations, so come on in. I'm just gonna pull y'all up. Sorry, it's a gnat flying in front of my face. I've got you. Good morning, good morning. It is a Christmas in July, so of course I have to do a poinsettia today, right? So that's what we're gonna do. If you need your board supplies or anything like that, my affiliate link is in the description. You can just click on that link. Use 5 off boards in the discount bar, and you'll save 5% on your board order. On your boards, not your supplies though. All right. So, exclamation point notify will make sure you get notified by Facebook when Unique in the Creek goes live. So, everybody, come on in. Say hey when you get here. It's Friday. Y'all know we got to do a little jig, right? You couldn't figure out why you couldn't forgot about the time difference. See how you are? Good morning, y'all. So it's Friday. Everybody get up, put your coffee down, get off the couch, get out of the bed, get off the chair. It's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday. Now we get to create. Are y'all ready? Good morning, everybody. So we are going to do a poinsettia on the large Unique in the Creek board. We are using the red horizontal wide stripe you can get from Unique in the Creek. Green fabric mesh that you can get where? Where can you get it? Let me know. Unique in the Creek. And we are going to use this amazing multi-gold rhinestone senna from monkeyscreations.com. Gorgeous. So, are y'all ready? Woohoo! So let me bring y'all down. Make sure you can see the board. So we are using the large Unique in the Creek board. You can see I've already put in the zip ties. I've left one set in case somebody has never done this before, never used a board. I figured I'd show you how to load a set of zip ties. And then we're going to go back and do the shared sets. Okay, now it's gonna look like I'm using a lot of mesh, y'all, but I'm really not, because we take one piece, cut it in half, and then we use one petal per zip tie. So because we have 2 petals right here, it's still just one 10 by 10. It just gives me a different look. So there are tons of ways that you can do the poinsettias. Just pick whichever one you like best. I'm going to show you a version today. You just have to fold more petals, but it's really super easy. Okay? Trust me. So if you've never used a Unique in the Creek board, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you haven't, so that I can show you how to load the sets of holes. So we take the zip tie. I'm going to zoom you in so that you can see what I'm doing. Good morning, good morning. All right, so flat end of the zip tie always goes to the ceiling. The 2 holes closest to each other are considered your sets. So this is a set. When we go from here to here, it's considered a shared hole, which means we take a zip tie from this one to this one. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to take this zip tie and we're going to go down. Hold on, how do I do this? Yeah, down and then right up that next hole. Just like that. And for this petal, we can go ahead and zip it. Okay, so we are going to do the regular sets of holes on row 2, and then we're going to go back and do the shared. Okay, I am also going to show you how we're going to do the leaves before I put anything on my board. Typically, I wouldn't do that, but sometimes it is kind of hard to see how I do that when there's already tons of mesh on the board, right? So let me zoom you back out. We are going to take, I just randomly pick places to put the leaves. Okay, no rhyme or reason why I do it. I just pick up a spot. Now we are going to leave these open because we are using the outside of the board. So it will get zip tied like this to the outside, which means we're only using one hole, right? So these are cut 10 by 10. I do wood burn these just because some of the cut edges do show. Let me grab a clip. I know I have a clip right here. Good morning, everybody. If you would float my boat, I would appreciate it. So we are going to take our mesh. I always do serged edge, upper left, bottom right. And we're going to take our top and bottom and meet them in the middle. And then we're going to do that again. Down, up. Just like that. And then we're going to scrunch, scrunch, flip, and bring them together. Okay, now I'm just going to clip this right now because I'm going to put 2 petals in each of the zip ties. Thank you for floating my boat. I appreciate it. So curve side up, diamond shape, top and bottom to the middle. Half it again, half it again, scrunch, scrunch, flip, bring it together. Good morning, my jelly bean. Okay, just like that. Now, you can do this. There's tons of ways to do it. You can just do it side by side if you want. You can put one right inside the middle and give you a nice big leaf, which is what we are going to do. So I'm going to take that clip off. We're going to open that up just a little bit, just like that. We're going to put this right on top of the board, zip it around the side of the board and on the mesh. Hey, hey. Just like that. And then we can go ahead and clip that off. Monkey had so much fun yesterday. It was so funny. I had to watch it again because he was just so dang cute. Okay, so that's our set of leaves. Now we're going to do 3 sets, but I'm only going to do that one because when we do those first, it gives the mesh more of a chance to get snagged on something. So that's why I typically do the leaves last. Okay, now what we can do is we can kind of tie them together with that same clip to kind of train them to stay together, unless you want them kind of like that. Totally up to you. And then we'll see what that looks like at the end of the live. All right. So how are we going to do the petals? I start with a 10 by 10, cut it right down the middle. So one 10 by 10 gives us 2 pieces. When I cut them, I always make sure that my serged edge is the same. Upper left, bottom right. That way, when we go to make our petal, the serged edge is always going to be on top. Okay? So, all we're going to do is take our petal, it's still curved side up, and then we're going to bring the long end of the pieces together. So we're kind of lining up this tip. This tip is what's going to show at the top of our flower. So line up that tip, line up the rest. Down here doesn't matter because this part is going to go into the zip tie. You're not going to see it, okay? This is the part you're going to see. Generally from about here to here is the part you're going to see. So then I'm just going to pinch, bring our edges together, just like that. And just band them. Okay? So that's going to be our petal. Easy, right? Anybody can do it. So let's go ahead and put in our first layer, because I'm doing 2 layers. So you can go ahead and put this one in, and then if you want to do the shared, you can do that all together. What I like to do, can I zoom in? Absolutely. What I like to do is I like to do the regular sets and then go back and do the shared on top because it gives it a more layered look. That's just how I do it. So let's show that petal again. Let me zoom y'all in. Make sure you can see where I'm at. So we took that 10 by 10, cut it in half. So now I'm taking that long cut piece and we're going to bring tip to tip. Just like that. So what I'm doing right here is making sure this tip is as perfect as I can get it, right? So lining up this edge. Okay, so that's what you have. And then we're going to find our imaginary middle, give it a pinch, and then bring this side in, and bring this side in. Okay, this is the horizontal wide stripe you can get from Unique in the Creek, and then you can just band it. Okay, and there's your perfect petal. All right, let's do all of our regular sets of holes. And then y'all can tell me what everybody's doing this weekend. Are you having fun? Are you working? Relaxing? Good morning. Okay, now you can see that one kind of separated. Just work with it, y'all. Line that back up. Give it a good crease. And then put it right on your board. And it should stay. If it doesn't, you can put a little dab of glue. Half a Rita petal, exactly. So sometimes for me, I find it hard to get the perfect Rita petal using a whole 10 by 10. So this is a way for me to get that perfect petal and not struggle trying to do it with a whole 10 by 10. For me, it's just easier. Did you get, I'm still trying to get settled in, y'all. Still trying. It's gonna take me a minute. Who's going to Crafters Convention next week? Who am I gonna meet there? Getting some wreaths and relaxing. Oh, you had your nieces. Fun. So you need to get stuff done. Oh, you're going to the lake. That's fun. Okay, now we can adjust, because I always kind of put them in at an angle. They tend to go at the angle I'm at. So at the end, we'll bring them all around so they set straight. You just had her hip replacement? Oh no. You know you're not supposed to have a hip replacement around Crafters Convention time. Do I set the petals all one way? I do. If you want, I'm just OCD, so I like all of mine going the same way. If you wanted, when you do this second layer, you can most definitely turn it to give it a different look. Okay, so it would be that versus that. Either way is cool, but however you want to do it. I mean, you could even do the same in each of the regular, let me show you this way, and do it like that all the way around. That would be kind of cool as well. Kind of look like Bugs Bunny ears, right? So however you want to do it, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Chocolate chunk cookies. Do you need my address, Tina? I'll give it to you. Uh-oh, I dropped my needle nose. Hi, hi. So once you get these all prepped and ready to go, it goes really quickly. See, now I've got to watch my leaf because it's getting ready to snag me. Can you show them both together on the outer row? Sure. Or actually, let me grab another board. And I'll show you your different options. Okay, so let's just load a couple of these so you can kind of see. Did I misread that question? I may have misread that question. Oh, you think I loaded it wrong. Okay. I thought you were asking me to kind of load it on the different ways you could do it. So you could also do it, you know, both in the same zip tie. And then just kind of spread them out. You could do like the Bugs Bunny. And put them both in the same one. Okay, so we're still just using one petal. Okay, looks like you got your zip ties in. I'll look at it. Okay, so those are two different other options. I just like a more layered look. So this is the one that we're doing. So I'm doing the regular, and then I will come back and on top add another one so it looks more layered. Does that make sense? Now let me clip those off because I need them. You love the layered look. I do too. Exactly. Yeah, there's no rules in wreath making. Absolutely. Do it however you want, however your customers want. You know, if they're buying from you, then you're doing it the way they want. All right. So see how that's already staying together versus the spread out. So we're going to go ahead and put our one on there. So this way it looks like you're using a lot more mesh, but you're really not. Okay, and then, you know, the good thing about mesh is it kind of sticks to itself, right? So laying the mesh on top of that will ensure that they kind of stay together as well. Does that make sense? So let's go ahead and cut these. This is a zip tie gun. If you look on Laurie's Favorite Tools on the website, you will find a link for the zip tie gun. Back up so I don't snag those leaves. All right, so now we're going to go back on top and we're going to add some more zip ties to give us that layered look. Now if you want to add all of the zip ties at once, you can definitely do that as well. I just find it's easier to show y'all how to do it doing it this way, because some people can get confused when we put all those zip ties in at once. You like how I did those? It's different. This goes really quickly. You can even load it from the back. It's even quicker. Yes, I am doing regular and shared. Okay, just like that. Now we can go and we can close these. Hello, hello. Is the layer same level as the other one? It sits up just a tad bit because it sits on top of the mesh that's already there versus kind of side by side. Does that make sense? All right, so we'll get this layer in and then I'll show you how to make the petal again. Okay, so sits right on top. In row 3 and 4, yes, I will use the shared holes on this whole entire board. Absolutely. But it's still just one roll of mesh. It just looks like it's more. You're welcome. And then we'll go back and we'll fluff that row up and you'll see what I'm talking about. No, I do not glue my petals. And if you want for security, you can go over with a little bit of glue. But once I get those, I mean, in there with the zip tie gun, you're really going to have to tug to get those out. And if somebody's tugging on your wreath that hard, then we need to have a conversation. On your fireman's wreath for the flames. Awesome. Pretending that, well, it's Christmas in July. I had to do something Christmassy, right? But y'all, even throughout the rest of the year, I'll still make everyday wreaths because a lot of people buy the everyday wreaths for Christmas presents. So don't think you have to stop making your everyday. You don't. No, it's definitely not as hot in Tennessee as it is in Texas. It still gets warm, but for me, 70 degrees at night, trust me, I'm not going to complain. You'll never hear me complain about the heat, only the cold. A scarecrow wreath? Yes, I will be. All right, last petal on row 2. So let's get those clipped off. Hey, hey. All right, the outside row takes the longest, y'all, because there's 32 petals on this row. Oops, leave that one down there, bring this one up. So see how it kind of gives it a more layered look? All right. So now we're going to do the same thing. Let me show you the petal again. Okay, so 10 by 10, cut diagonally in half. We're going to take this long piece and we're going to bring it to the other side. So bottom to the top, line up this tip. This is the part that's going to show. Okay, so that's what we have. Going to find our middle, give it a pinch, bring in your sides, pinch, pinch, and then just band it. Or put it right in your board. Okay? Now the rest of this wreath is going to fly by. So we're going to do the regular. Sunshine. We'll have some sunshine. We're having an after party at my house after Crafters Convention. A few of the ladies are coming to my house. So we're going to go into Nashville and have some fun. Well, where you been, Teresa? I've been right here waiting for you, girlfriend. Attaching the eyes. So did it work? Yeah, those of y'all that are doing the dragons, you cannot just use hot glue for those eyes, y'all. They will come off. Think of a cardinal, yes. See, I'm catching those leaves. That's why I save the leaves for last, y'all. Alright, so now we're going to do here to here. To Blake Shelton in Nashville, girl. Yes. So you need 32 on row 2, 16 on row 3. I did wood burn this mesh, absolutely. Anytime my cut ends could possibly show like this, I'm going to wood burn them. All right. Getting ready to pinch my finger there. Now Laurie showed an awesome trick on how to wood burn. Was it last week, I believe? So you can go check out her YouTube channel on that trick she gave y'all last week. I believe it was last week. Good morning. You're late to the party. Well, that's all right. clip these off, and then I'm going to do a count. All right, so we need 16, 17, 18, 19, 24 left. 1, 2, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, and 24. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to do the 8. So I'm going to show you the petal one last time. First time watching, well, welcome, Joyce. These are 18-pound zip ties, 6 inches long. And I missed the rest of that question. Let me go back. Yes, and they're awesome zip ties. Did you watch Monk yesterday? He was so cute. He was so excited. Okay, so we have a half of a 10 by 10 cut diagonally. We're going to take this corner to this corner. So we're going to bottom up, line up this tip, because this tip is the one that's going to show. Line up our edges. Kind of give it a smash, just like that. And then we're going to pinch our middle and bring our sides in, just like that. And then you can band it or put it right in the board, whichever you prefer. Okay, so there's your half a Rita. All right, so same thing, regular sets of holes, and then we'll go back and do the shared. Oh, that's going to be so pretty, y'all. Isn't that gorgeous? Just say yes. And black metals for Halloween, absolutely. I think I did this same kind of version last year using Halloween colors on this page. When Laurie was away, we were playing. But I used black, orange, purple, and green, I believe. Good morning, everybody. Oh, she's doing a Halloween swirl tonight, y'all. So go make sure you say you're going to the event. That way Facebook will notify you. Or hit the exclamation and spell out notify so that you don't miss it. Yes, I did wood burn the mesh. Absolutely. Alright, we're going to go back and do the shared holes. We're almost done, y'all. Grab some more zip ties. You miss getting the text? Yeah. Laurie uses, I believe, Telegram for Unique in the Creek. Or now you can hit the exclamation notify, or click that you're going to the event. It must all be together, no spaces. All right. Trying not to snag it on my shirt. Saves you from trying to figure out what time it is from Scotland. There you go. Now, if you want to leave, once we start getting to the middle and there's a lot more mesh we're having to deal with, sometimes it's easier to leave these zip ties open. So really up to you. And you'll notice when I get to the very middle, I will leave those open because it's just easier. Ah! Okay. Didn't snag it. All good. So Laurie, I believe, just got last week a lot of horizontal white stripe. So you can definitely check it out on her website. All right, y'all, we're down to the last 8. So we're going to do the regular 4. Let me just cut that down just a little bit. That way we don't have to fight when I go to put that senna on. We don't have to fight with the mesh. Oh, red is sold out. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing is I'm cutting that mesh just, so that I can still see those 2 senna holes. That way I don't have to fight with it when I go to put my senna in. Let's get these, and we're down to 4 more, y'all. Can I zoom in? Absolutely. Okay, now these I'm gonna leave open because it's gonna be easier. So we're just using the shared holes. But you could do these, y'all. Imagine this in a blue or purple or white. Poinsettias, you know, especially in wreathing, come in all different colors, even the blacks. So don't just think you have to get red. Think outside the box and get a teal or get a purple or a white, and just have fun with it, y'all. You don't have to do a traditional red poinsettia. Think outside the box. I mean, a white. Oh my God, I've got a gorgeous set. Remind me at the end and I'll show you. A white with this white and blue glitter senna I have over there would be perfect. But pinks, absolutely, pinks, purples. A lot of people are doing the candy themed. So think of those kinds of things when you're creating a wreath to sell. It doesn't have to just be a traditional red. And like I said, it looks like a lot of mesh, but it's still just one roll of mesh, y'all. So we're not breaking the bank on this wreath. Just one, Deanna, just one roll of mesh. Rose gold, absolutely. Rose gold is still big, y'all. Oh, that gnat is driving me nuts. So just working with it, it tends to kind of flatten down because my hands, my arms are all over it. Fluff it back up. Okay. Let me bring y'all back out. Now I'm gonna put on the rest of the leaves. Let's do the other two sets of leaves. And then we'll add that gorgeous senna. Look how pretty that is. So this senna actually has the reds, the golds, the blues, to bring out whatever really color you're doing your poinsettia. All right, so our leaves, let me grab my clip. Okay, so we're 10 by 10, curl side up, diamond shape. We're gonna bring the bottom and top to the senna. Top to the senna again, bottom to the senna, just like that. And then we're just gonna pinch, pinch, flip, okay, just like that. Now you can do your leaves any way you want. If you just want to do a traditional sunflower leaf with using the sunflower, you could do that as well. There's so many ways that you can make a leaf. Laurie does have a wood burning video on YouTube on how to wood burn. I have a video on mine of how to fuse two meshes together. So it's really, I'm just going to clip these together for now. Let's make our next two sets. Let me grab another clip. Okay, 10 by 10, curl side up, diamond shape, top to the bottom to the middle, top to the middle again, bottom to the middle again. Scrunch, scrunch, flip. Flip and clip, y'all. Flip and clip. All right, so for this one, I'm just putting both right inside of each other. And then we will get them added to the board. Now it's going to be hard to see how I add them with all that mesh on there, but once this is over, if you go and watch from the beginning, I show you how I added those sets of leaves on before I even put the mesh on, so you get a better idea. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, well, I guess we can just do it from the bottom. How about that? Okay, so I'm just going to pick a spot, load our zip tie, keep it open. Okay, so remember we're working from the bottom. So we need to flip our mesh over. So we have the bottom side of our mesh up, and we're going to take and tuck it right under. So it kind of under the board, but on top, because remember we have it flipped. Okay, so if you want them together, just bring them together. If you want them further apart, bring them further apart. However you want to do it. Okay, we'll do one more set. I just pick a spot. Okay, so open to the outside. This is a zip tie gun, so it tightens and cuts your zip ties all at once. So tucking it right under. Okay, so that's what it looks like underneath. And that's what it looks like from the top. Now, I always use 3 sets of leaves. Not everybody does. It's just my thing. So if you only want to do 2 sets of leaves, totally up to you. All right. So this center that we are using is for monkeyscreations.com. It already has your pipe cleaners on there. All you have to do is find your 2 holes right there in the middle. Take your pipe cleaners, run them right through. Snug it in. Give it a good twist. Then you cut it off and put it right down into the board. Now, I don't do that until I'm totally satisfied. I don't have to do anything else with it. But that's what will get done. And then the top of the board, just take a zip tie, run it right through. your 2 holes, zip it, clip that off. Don't use your good scissors. And that's what we hang it from. All right, so now I'm just gonna fluff it up again. And then once I get it hung up, I'll be able to see if I need to move any petals. Or adjust any petals. I can't really tell when it's laying down, but look how pretty that is. Let me bring y'all up. There you go. All right, so we will recap large Unique in the Creek flower board. There is your layout if you want to take a screenshot. So it's every set of holes on row 2. 3, it's every set and 1 shared set. Row 4, it's every set and shared. And row 5, it's every set and shared. So you need 32 petals on row 2. I've got to count 16 on row 3. 16 on row 4 and 8 on row 5. Y'all will have to do the math on that. So there you go. All right. Any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Thanks, y'all. All right, no questions. I am out of here. It's just 1 roll of mesh. Oh, show the Senna. Hold on. And I don't even have this one listed, but I just happened to find it when I was unpacking. I must have had these forever, but look at that one with that blue. I mean, that would make an amazing ice blue poinsettia. Isn't that awesome? Look at that glitter. You can see it sparkly. I don't even know where it came from, honestly. I made it because I know my work, but no idea. Okay, well, that's all I've got. So y'all have an amazing weekend. You can get most of the supplies from Unique in the Creek. She is out of the red, but like I said, you don't have to do just traditional red. Whites, purples, pinks. Everybody is using every color, I think, at Christmas. So don't have to stand for traditional. Think outside the box. Y'all have an amazing weekend, and I will see you again right here in 2 weeks. Bye, y'all.